Hi, everyone. I actually didn't think that I was going to be back so soon, but I saw a video from David Pakman, and I wanted to address his video about Marianne Williamson's challenge to Joe Biden. He basically said that he's not excited about her run for the presidency because of the woo factor. Um, which, if I'm honest with you, I think is ridiculous. Because he's set himself up as, I mean, he's not on a show called Secular Talk. He's David Pakman, but he is kind of the one of the voices of reason and science and critical thinking. But his reason for, like, I watched the whole video and the whole kind of argument against her run, even though he admits that she has a right to run, which, I give him some credit for that. Although I would hope that everyone on the left would support any candidate like who wants to run, because that's essentially what democratic values would allow for. Um, Now, his whole reason for why he's not excited is that he cannot, I want to word it properly, he cannot take seriously any candidate who is involved in spirituality, basically. He gave you some examples of some of her tweets, which sound sort of incomprehensible or putting too much emphasis on unseen factors, things that cannot be proven objectively. And and I now the whole kind of tone of the thing sounds to me like he's saying that it sounds to me like a high school mean girl kind of saying like we're not talking to her because she's in that camp that we don't like, which I put to him is not objective. I think that his reaction is emotional because he finds religious fanaticism distasteful, which I agree with. I think religious fanaticism is distasteful, but I think that kind of science fanaticism is also distasteful. I think it's the fanaticism which is distasteful, not what it's about. Um, Now, I'm not stupid, so I realized that this kind of position that a lot of left wingers take is because of the Spanish Inquisition and the Reformation and all the violence that was propagated as a result of or in the name of religion. And I think that they think that the cause of that violence is the fact that people believed in something they couldn't see or smell or taste or touch. Um, and that it's a slippery slope to the Spanish Inquisition to believe in stuff. I mean, is that different from right wingers who think that Medicare for all is a slippery slope to the Pol Pot regime, like, or Soviet Russia? I don't. It doesn't sound to me that objective, especially when David Pakman is admitting that he agrees with Marianne Williamson on a whole number of policies. So if the policies are what matter, and he admits he lists a number of her policies which he agrees with, um, then I kind of don't get the point of his video. Like it's just he's just expressing his feelings, and yeah, I think so. And I'll admit, like a lot of my kind of enthusiasm about Marianne Williamson is emotional. Like, I like the fact that she's a woman and she's mystical and she's, Marianne Williamson is not woo. She is about fixing all the problems step by step and getting down and getting her hands dirty, basically, which is what she's done in her career as well. But but me, I am the woo. My nickname when I was a kid was Woozer, which was basically about the fact that I was spaced out and mystical and imaginative, and I could teach Chinese animists a thing or two about wooism. Um, so yeah, I admit I am the woo. I don't think David Pakman is the woo though. Like David Pakman is not there to tell you what his feelings are. He's supposed to be telling you about policy and about okay, wonky numbers and strategy and all that, but nothing in his video was actually talking about any of that stuff. It was mostly just like, she's running, I'm not excited, ew. Pretty much. I mean, he didn't say it like that, but that's how it came across to me. And I personally, okay, I have an emotional reaction to people who are bigoted over kind of, or have a gut reaction or a knee-jerk reaction based on their distaste for something, because I think that that is kind of at the root of things like homophobia and bigotry in general. So, so I think that if he has a question, if he has a reaction to Marianne Williamson and her run for the presidency, and he has a knee-jerk reaction as a secular I'm going to say, he should be more objective about it. Like he should be able to observe, okay, I'm having this emotional reaction, and maybe not put out a video about it, which is just stating his feelings, because they're not that relevant to his audience. I mean, at least they shouldn't be that relevant to his audience. His audience is seemingly agreeing with him in the comments, which is their right to do. But yeah, I think that he transgressed against his own principles there with that video, and that is what I have to say about it. And I think that if a candidate is running for president, it should not matter if they're into crystals, which Marianne Williamson is not, or into stamp collecting, which I don't know, or into bird watching. Like it has no bearing on policy, those things. Now I realize that she has put out tweets about prayer and stuff, like about Hurricane Dorian, and so what? Like she has said many times that she advocates for people taking medicine and then also praying, because at this point we don't know how powerful that can be, and actually the research shows that it can be quite powerful, even if we're just talking about the placebo effect. So, so why wouldn't you advocate for people to think positively when it is proven to have a positive effect? And I'm going to leave it there. I love you all, and vote your conscience, vote your strategy, do whatever you like, but know your candidates. That's what I have to say. Know your candidates, and also it's don't just vote for the person who's aligns with the people that you agree with necessarily. Like you kind of have to see for yourself, and I think that is way more secular and way more scientific than just being, ooh, they're in that camp, so no, so that's what I have to say about it.